Hallelujah. Viewers all over the world, I greet you, Emmanuel. If God be with us, who can be against us? Are you there? So let me just give you encouraging words. Let someone say encouraging words. Hallelujah. Let's look at the book of Job. Chapter 29, number 24. It says, if I mocked at them, they did not believe it. That is, make jest. And the light of my countenance, they did not cast down. As a Christian, your look of approval at those in need, at those in trouble, gives hope and assurance. If I mocked at them, they did not believe it. And the light of my countenance, they did not cast down. You're identifying with those in need, with those in trouble, is precious to them. Looking at the other side, when your neighbor is in need, when your neighbor is in trouble, is ungodly. This is what Job is saying. Loving your enemy is always unreasonable unless you realize that you are an enemy of God until he forgave you. Until you realized that you were an enemy of God. Until he forgave you. If not, you will see love to your enemy as unreasonable. In Matthew 5:44, love your neighbor as yourself. Your neighbor could be your friend, could be your enemy, could be those who do not share the same faith with you. Love them all. But unless you realized that you were an enemy of God until he forgave you, it is also his will that you remember that you have sinned and be forgiven. For it is that remembrance that creates, that gives a forgiving heart, a loving heart towards your neighbor. Your neighbor could be your friend, could be your enemy, could be those who do not share the same faith with you, whatever religion. The Bible says, if you love an enemy, you see him or her as Christ does. Tell your neighbor, when you love an enemy, you see him or her as Christ does. Again. When you love an enemy, you see him or her as Christ does. It's an idiom, a parable. The issue is not resolved until forgiveness is voiced and received from the heart. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you. Don't allow confrontation and sin to tear you down or pull you apart. Rather, see confrontation and sin as a means of your coming closer together, going together, being prepared together for an ever greater relationship. Tell your neighbor, don't allow confrontation and sin to tear you down or pull you apart. Rather, see confrontation and sin as a means of coming closer together, going together, being prepared together for ever greater relationship. So what does this mean? Mean don't reject anyone on account of weakness, because the future is a mystery. Don't reject anyone on account of weakness today, because the future is a mystery. You cannot say what will happen tomorrow. Someone you reject may be your helper or your strength tomorrow. The future is a mystery. Tell your neighbor, the future is a mystery. Someone you reject may be your helper, may be your strength tomorrow. Encouraging words. A person who is a thorn in your flesh today may be your helper tomorrow. Don't reject anyone on account of weakness. Someone you reject because of weakness, because of confrontation, because of sin, may be your strength, your helper, your boss tomorrow. If I reject you on account of your weakness, I also reject your strength. If a person is weak in one area, he may be strong in another area. I want to leave you here. I call it encouraging word.